How's it going, guys? It's Jack here, and today we're going to play another GeoGuessr map. I found this map, it hasn't had many plays to be honest, but it's called Australia Famous Places. Now this is my goal with this. We are going to play them. I'm hoping that I know all the locations, because if you can't tell, Australia is where I'm from, and I've been around it a little bit. Not actually a huge amount because there's so much of it to see, but I've seen a little bit of it. So my goal is to find as many locations as I can, and then hopefully be able to tell you a little story about them as well. So let's jump into it, see how we go. I really hope I know where these are. Okay, so this is Parliament. This is Australian Parliament, which you get right in, I don't know which one the greenhouse is. It'll be House of Representatives or something like that. They're in Canberra down here. Canberra is the capital, Australia's capital territory. And the Parliament is actually here. So here's my fun story about Canberra, is that, okay, don't hold me to any of these things. None of these are facts. These are stories, and also they're just things that I've heard in my years of life, okay? So Canberra, you'll notice the location of Canberra is right in between Sydney and Melbourne. That's actually intentional. I think that they built, oh gosh, I didn't put my guess in. Right there. They actually built Canberra because they needed to know a capital, and they didn't know whether they should put it in Sydney or Melbourne. They fought over it. They said, stuff it, we're going to make you a whole new city. It's called Canberra, and we're going to build it around Parliament House, which means that you get these big circles here. And I've been to Canberra a couple of times, and everything is based in circles like this, which looks really cool when you look at it on a map. But when you're driving in Canberra, if you stay on one road for too long and you think you're going in one direction, you actually end up going in a different direction if you stay on it for too long, if that makes sense. Anyway, cool place, worth visiting, but let's keep it going. If I don't know one of these, it's going to be so embarrassing. Okay, Opera House, beautiful. All right, if you don't know the Sydney Opera House, you've probably never heard of Australia. And right behind it here, we've got the Harbour Bridge. Now, here's my story about this. I've actually climbed the Sydney Harbour Bridge twice. You are allowed to climb it. You come up underneath, and then you kind of pop up a ladder here, and you go all up over the top, and then you cross over, and you go all the way back down again the other side. I don't think you actually cross all the way over. No, you just go up and then come back down the same side, I think. Anyway, beautiful spot. Sydney is amazing. It's actually a really lovely city, and I think that these two things are super iconic. I need to put my guess in here. We're on the Opera House. Wait, here it is. About there, I think. Yep, 5K. Love that. Yeah, I mean, Sydney Harbour, it's just iconic. I've been there literally hundreds of times. And yeah, if you're ever around, if you're ever in Sydney, I do recommend doing the climb if you can get it on like a sunrise or a sunset. I mean, it's just one of those things that I think is just cool to be able to say you've done. Opera House is amazing too. You can go and see a band there. I've seen a few bands there. It's like you get to see a band play in a place that's like way better, in most cases at least, than what their level is. It's like this like world-class theatre, and then you watch like a band playing there. It's really cool. All right, number 3. I'm scared. Where are we? What? Is this obvious? All right, well, I don't know where we are at all. So I don't have a story for you. And I can't even move around because we're in like a photosphere instead of on an actual map. Where on earth are we? Is this Tasmania or something? And then what's this? Guys, I don't know. If we find out and I've been there, then I'll tell you about it. But otherwise, I've got no idea. I'm going to say we're in Tassie. It doesn't even really look like... Take it all back. It is Tasmania. All right, here's a story about Hobart. I've never actually been. But I nearly went this year. It's quite expensive to get across the, you can get a ferry across here, and it's like an overnight ferry, and we were going to go, we've got a little camper van we're going to take down, and then we looked at the prices and thought we could fly to Japan instead, so we did that. Great. All right, number 4. 12 Apostles. This is another beautiful spot if you're ever in Australia. Speaking of the van, have done a road trip down here before. This whole area here is called Great Ocean Road. 12 Apostles. The photo is taken right here on this little photo spot. And I don't think, okay, here's my fun fact about 12 Apostles. I think there's like 4 left. As you can see, things have fallen over time, things have eroded. Oh, hello. But it is such a nice spot down there. If you ever get the chance, I'm going to keep saying this over, but it is really actually a lovely spot. You can take a car, you can camp so many spots. It's cold down there, which is actually really lovely. You can have a little fire going, and it's just a beautiful part of Australia. We get to look off down south. What? No, we weren't there. We were here. This is just wrong. Yeah, it's a stunning spot. And so we did a trip where we ended up coming in like down here, drove all the way down here over a couple of days, and then ended up in Melbourne. You can end up in Melbourne. And then you've got Melbourne City to finish off your trip. Beautiful. All right, last one. Oh, I know what this is going to be. We're going to turn left, and I think we're about to see a big old banana. Yes, that's good, because I was about to be really embarrassed if it wasn't. Big banana in Coffs Harbour. Coffs Harbour is north, just here, and big banana. Another thing, I feel like if you're on the east coast of Australia, you've been to the Big Banana, and there's actually not really that much there, to be totally honest. Where is it? I need to find it first, then I'll tell you about it. But Big Banana Fun Park, yeah. So I think we were just like here because we came back up the road. So it is what it looks like. It's a giant banana. You can walk through it, but there's actually nothing in there at all. And then these days, it's really interesting because it's got such a big name. They've just built all this stuff around it. So really, the reason to go actually has got nothing to do with the banana at all. It's actually just because it's like basically a theme park for kids. And I don't think it's a very good theme park, to be totally honest, but they just built all this stuff around it. I'll see if it's in here. And it's so funny too, because it's just on this road. Like, this is just the specific highway. And then it's right next to the road. It's just like, I don't know. Look, there's like golf. It's like all the classic kind of half dodgy fun park kind of things. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's actually a really good time. So don't let that discourage you. But of all the places we've looked at on the map so far, it's worth a quick stop in, okay? It's worth a quick stop in, and that's all. And that's it. Hopefully that was fun for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing some stories. I don't know. If you're ever coming to Australia, go to all these spots. They're actually all amazing. You know what? Just looking at this map here, we actually have got ourselves a little road trip. You know, you can fly into Brisbane, get yourself a car, work your way down the coast here, go down through Sydney, go through Canberra. You don't have to go through Canberra, but come on down the coast, go to Melbourne, go to the Great Ocean Road, go across this down to Hobart. So hopefully that was a bit of fun for you guys and you liked it. I don't know if this is the kind of content you want to see. If it is, let me know your favourite Australia story, place to visit down in the comments. Otherwise, subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. It's right here. It's a goodie.